Okay, my dear students, in this class we are going to discuss about the one of the important question in the first unit, characteristic features of the developed countries. This question covered under 10 marks question. In previous exams also this question covered in under 10 marks question. The characteristic features of developed countries. What are the characteristics features of developed countries. Characteristic features of developed countries. Characteristics features of developed countries, basing on the certain features, certain qualities, certain facilities. Okay, the country is classified into two types generally. What are the features basing on certain qualities? Okay, the countries are classified into developed one and developing one. The main parameters or features, facilities taken into consideration to classify the countries. That means per capita income, one of the important parameter to classify the countries. And next, standard of living conditions, Number 3, availability of natural resources, and utilization of available resources. Next, technological development. Basing on these features or these parameters, the countries are classified into developed countries and developing countries. What is per capita income? How can we get the per capita income? Per capita income is nothing but per head income, average income. We get average income. Okay, total population divided by, the national income of the country divided by total population. Okay, per capita income, we can get per capita income. 2 marks question. This is per capita income is our average income. Per capita income or average income, per head income. We can obtain per capita income. We can get the per capita income dividing the national income with the total population. National income divided by total population. Per capita income equal to, that means average income or per head income equal to national income divided by total population. That means national income of the country is divided by with the total population, we get the per capita income or average income. The size of the per capita income indicates the quality or standard of living conditions of the people. Standards of living conditions of the people. Quality of life of the people. It is the good indicator to measure the quality of life of the people in the country. Per capita income is the one of the good social indicator, social measure to know the conditions of the people in the country. That means basing on these features, these parameters, per capita income, standard of living conditions, availability and utilization of natural resources, technological development, the countries are classified into developed countries and developing countries. Wherever there is a high per capita income, high standard of living conditions, high availability of quality of natural resources and optimum utilization of natural resources or utilization of technology, advanced technology, where we are using advanced technology, that countries are considered as generally a developed countries. Developed countries also referred as industrialized countries, high income countries. We can call as high income countries, high income countries. These countries also referred as, okay, termed as high income countries or industrialized countries, industrially well established countries, industrialized countries, industrialized countries or advanced countries, technologically advanced countries. These countries also termed as, referred as high income countries, industrialized countries, okay, at the same time advanced countries, okay. For example, okay, European countries and USA, UK, Japan, Germany, France, England. These are the countries comes under this category. How can we say these countries are developed? One means basing on the living conditions, standard of living conditions of the people and the quality of life they are enjoying and facilities they are getting, education, technology, other facilities what they are enjoying is compared very high quality when compared the people who are living in the developing countries. As per the World Development Report, only 18.5% of the people lives in developed countries, remaining 81.5% of the people lives in developing countries. But this low percentage of population living in developed countries contribute more income to the world economy. The population in the developed countries very less, very low when compared to the developing countries. 80% of the population, 81.5% of the population lives in developing countries, contribute very less to the world economy, world GDP. But 18.5%, very low population, low percentage of population, though the population is very low in developed countries, the contribution to the world GDP is very high. The income levels, the standard, the quality of developed countries people is very high when compared to the developing countries people. So that's why these developing countries also called as low income countries, underdeveloped countries, backward countries, third world countries. We can call these developing countries. Example, China, Pakistan, India, this comes under the developing countries. Okay, we can compare the lifestyle, quality, technology, standards of the people, developed countries and developing countries. When compared with the developed countries, the conditions of the people who are lives in developing countries very poor, low standards, low quality of life, low per capita income. So that's why the World Development Report, World by World Bank also classify the countries like high income countries, middle income countries and low income countries. These are the general parameters taken into consideration to compare the countries. What are the parameters? What are the features? Basic features to compare the countries, developed one, developing one. Per capita income. What is per capita income? Per capita income is nothing but per head income average income, we get the per capita income, okay, national income divided by total population. By dividing the total population with total national income by the total population, we get the per capita income. Okay, we get the per capita income. 2 marks question. This is per capita income. What is per capita income? We can get the question in the 2 marks question in the 2 marks area. Okay, per capita income nothing but average income. We get it by dividing national income with the total population. So now we are going to discuss about the what are the characteristic features of main characteristic features of developed countries. There are 5 important characteristic features of developed countries. Okay, number 1, high per capita income. High per capita income. The first characteristic features of developed countries. Okay, this is the 10 marks question. This is 10 marks question. Characteristic features of developed countries. Okay, number 1, high per capita income. High per capita income. Okay, number 2, importance of non-agricultural sector. Another important characteristic features of developed countries, importance of non-agriculture sector. The third characteristic features of developed countries, abundance of capital. Abundance of capital. Another important characteristic features of developed countries, low level of unemployment. Low level of unemployment. Next, another feature of characteristic feature of developed countries, better quality of life. Better quality of life. These are the important characteristic features of developed countries. What are the main important characteristic features of developed countries? High per capita income. The per capita income of the developed countries is very high. High per capita income of one of the important characteristic features of developed country. Another important characteristic features of non-agriculture sector. Non-agriculture sector, importance of non-agriculture sector. Another important features of third feature of developed countries, abundance of capital. The capital is very high in the developed countries, investing in different sectors. The capital formation in response to GDP. Capital formation is very high when compared to the developing countries. Low level of unemployment. The unemployment level is very low in the case of developed countries, and better quality of life. Better quality of life. Another important characteristic features of developed countries. What is a high per capita income? The per capita income is very high in the case of developed countries. People who are living in the developed countries, the per capita income is very high. Already we discussed 18.5% of the population lives in developed countries and contributing near about approximately 68% to the world GDP. World GDP. So we can say that the population is very low, but their income is very high. Contribution income is very high. That's why when compared to the developing countries, the per capita income levels of the people who are lives in developed countries very high. So automatically it leads to the whenever there is a high per capita income in the case of people lives in developed countries, the quality of life is also very high. Better quality of life they are enjoying, they are leading. Okay, when the per capita income, that means the per capita income and quality of life are interlinking. Whenever there is a, when compared to the developing countries, the per capita income levels are very high in the case of developed countries. Per capita income means population, countries national income growth rate. Countries national income growth rate is higher than growth rate of population. So it leads to the high per capita income. The growth rate of national income, country's national income higher than the growth rate of population. So that's why the per capita income level is very high in the case of developed countries when compared to the developing countries. There is a data in your syllabus. If you are able to write the data, you can, otherwise no need to write in the examination point of view. Okay, that there is a table data given in your syllabus, different years per capita income of the developed countries and developing countries. If you are able, you can write, otherwise no need to write in the examination. Okay, na? So per capita income is very high in the case of developed countries. Okay. Next, another one, importance of non-agriculture sector. Generally, country's economy classified into 3 sectors. Generally, country's economy classified into 3 sectors. And number 1, economy of the country. Okay, already discussed in your first year. Primary sector or agriculture sector, and secondary or industrial sector, third one, tertiary or service sector. In the case of developed countries, if we compare the providing employment and contribution to the national income, okay, importance of non-agriculture sector. In the case of developed countries, already we call developed countries as industrialized countries. That means industrial sector played a vital role and service sector played a vital role in economic development of the country. That means this less percentage of the population depends or engaging in agriculture sector in the case of developed countries. That's why importance of non-agriculture sector. That means remaining 2 sectors in the developed countries, industrial sector and service sector, played a vital role in the contribution to the GDP. At the same time, employment generation and contribution to the GDP. These 2 sectors played a vital role in the case of developed countries. What about developing countries like India? Till now, okay, majority of the population in our country engaging in depends on agriculture sector for their livelihood. So agriculture sector unable to provide employment throughout the year. That means the income levels of the people and employment level of the people very low in the case of developing countries. In the case of developing countries, majority of the population depends on agriculture sector. But in the case of developed countries, very few percentage of population engaging in agriculture sector. Major portion of the population, majority of the percentage of population depends on industrial sector and service sector for their livelihood. In the case of industries and service sector, the income levels they are earning is very high when compared to the people who are engaging in agriculture sector. That's why one of the another important characteristic features of developed countries, non-agriculture sector, importance of non-agriculture sector. That means they gave more priority to the industrial and service sector. Very few percentage of population depends on agriculture sector in the case of developed countries. But in the case of developing countries, more than 50% of the population depends on agriculture sector, and their income levels is very low, and their employment conditions is not good, and facilities are not good. So that's why developed countries played focused mainly on industrial sector and service sector. This is the one of the important character features of developed countries. Another important character feature of developed countries, abundance of capital. Abundance of capital. Capital formation is very high in the case of developed countries. Why? The per capita income is very high, already we discussed. Per capita income of the people very high. So this leads the saving capacity of the people also very high in the case of developed countries. Saving capacity high. So it leads to the capital formation. It leads to the accumulation of saving. Accumulation of saving leads to the capital formation. So whenever there is abundant capital, we can able to investment more money in the different sector, and utilization of resources properly is possible. Implementation of technological development possible only through the capital formation. At the same time, well establishment of banking sector and other financial institutions also played a vital role in the case of developed countries. One other drawback of developing countries is lack of proper capital. Lack of proper capital means low level of income in the case of people. So the abundance of capital, the share of capital formation to the GDP very high in the case of developed countries. This is another important, one of the important feature of, due to lack of capital only we are unable to utilize the resources properly. That's why we are inviting FDIs to our country, foreign direct investment. Different companies are inviting in our country for their investment. For example, Kia Cars company in Anantapur. Why we are inviting that company from Korea? Lack of proper capital, lack of proper technology. So that's why we are inviting foreign direct investment. One of the important character feature of developed countries is abundance of capital. Why this capital formation basing on the saving capacity and level of per capita income is very high. That's why due to this high capital formation to the GDP, the developed countries focused on the industrial development, other service sectors development, and they are able to invest in other countries. They are established the multinational companies. This due to this capital form, abundance of capital formation is one of the main source for these developed countries to establish their MNCs in other parts of the world, other countries in the world. So this is one of the important character features of developed countries. Another one, low level of unemployment. Low level of unemployment is also one of the important character feature of developed countries. Generally, we observed in the developing countries open and disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment is one of the important feature of developing country like India. We observe disguised unemployment in the agriculture sector in our country. But in the case of developed countries, due to shortage in the effective demand, there is a temporary unemployment. They generally, which type of unemployment we observed in the developed country means frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment we observed, or cyclical unemployment we observed in the developed countries. But in the case of developed countries, later chapter we will discuss in clear what is frictional unemployment, what is cycle unemployment, what is disguised unemployment, and what is open unemployment. Okay, in the later classes we discuss in clear. Okay, so this type of unemployment we observed in the developing countries, but frictional and unemployment we observed in the developed countries. Okay, due to lack of proper capital investment, unable to utilize the resources properly, okay, we observe the more unemployment in the case of developing countries. Okay, but in the case of developed countries, the unemployment level is very low. Why? Because means industrial sector and service sector played a vital role in the developed countries. These two sectors able to provide more employment to the people in the country. So, industrial sector service, that is why India also focusing on the development of the industries and service sector, because these sectors are able to grasp the excess or surplus labor from the agriculture sector. That means diversion, shifting of labor from agriculture to industrial service sector. Okay, there is a scope to the providing more employment in our country also. That is why we are focusing on industrial development and service sector. So, compared to the developed countries, the level of unemployment is very high in the developing countries. Here we observe the low level of unemployment in the case of developing countries, because high advanced technology utilization, industrial development is more, service sector is more, and they are able to utilize the resources properly. Optimum utilization of resources possible to them due to this abundance of capital and quality of human resources. All these are the factors useful and in the case of very helpful in the case of developed countries. And another important character feature is better quality of life. Expenditure on the availability of resources, healthcare facilities, drinking facilities, sanitation facilities are very high quality in the developed countries when compared to the developing countries. At the same time, expenditure on public facilities, facilities like education, research and training is very high percentage in the GDP of that countries. So, that is why the quality of life is very high when in the developed countries when compared to the developing countries. The expenditure on education, research, training and other facilities is called human capital. Expenditure on human resources development through this education, training, research and other facilities is called as human capital. What we consider called as human capital. So, human capital. So, this leads to the better quality of life in the developed countries. These are the important character features of developed countries. In this question, we covered 2 marks questions also, 2 marks question. What is per capita income? Another one is human capital. What is human capital? Expenditure on education, expenditure on health, expenditure on training, expenditure on research per human development is called as human capital. So, these are the important character features of the developed countries. Okay, number 1, high per capita income. Number 2, importance of non-agriculture sector. Number 3, abundance of capital. Number 4, low level of unemployment. Number 5, better quality of life. Okay, thank you, my dear students. Okay, thank you.